This book is a very tragic story. I felt so bad. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Uche, and if this is your first time on this channel or you're a returning viewer, you're highly welcome. Please do well to click on the subscribe button down below, like my videos and share my videos as well. I decided to read a classic novel. So this book, The Bride Price, is written by late Buchi Emecheta. So it was published in 1976, and guys, this book follows the story of two lovers, Akunna and Chike, and their love story is one that defies the customs and traditions and what would have been or what should be. And guys, let's get into the story. Is a very short novel, so it tells the story of Akunna. So Akunna lost her father at a very young age. So their family lived in Lagos, but due to the death of her father, they had to move back to their hometown in Igbo. There was a change, things were not as they used to be. So her mother had to get married to her father's older brother. So that is one of the Igbo traditions that I do not think it still holds now. This is 21st century, so I do not think it still holds now, and if it does, we do not know about it. So this Igbo tradition, it just states that if a man dies, all his properties and his wife, children, they just go to his older brother or his younger brother, so the oldest person in the family, so it just belongs to them. So that was how it was for Akunna and her family. So her mother had to get married to her husband's brother, and it's not as if there's going to be a ceremony for that. It's just like that. You just have it in your mind that, okay, I'm already this person's wife. Seeing that she was a girl, so Akunna's uncle was already seeing her as an investment, kind of. Okay, he was already thinking that by the time she gets married, her bride price is going to come to him. And there was just this expectation from her. They were awaiting the suitor that is going to be the highest bidder, the suitor that is going to come from a very wealthy family, a family that can give them a sizable bride price. The thing was, Akunna, being a Lagos girl, as she moved back to her hometown in Ibuzo, she found it hard to adjust, and her mother that would have, put her through and helped her as she was in the society, was busy with her new life as a wife. She was expecting a child already, so she didn't really have time for Akunna. So Akunna was finding it hard kind of to adjust to the village life, and then she had this school teacher, Chike. So they began to like each other, and it just stemmed from just normal friendship. Before you know it, they fell in love, and he wanted to marry her. But now the obstacle there was that Chike is from a wealthy family, so it was not the money that was the issue, but the obstacle there was that Chike is an Osu. In Igbo land, there's something we call Osu. So Osu, they are known as outcasts. So if you've watched my review on The Slave by Elechi Amadi, I talked about this Osu system too. So someone can be an Osu for many reasons. So it could be that your family or an ancestor of yours did one very bad thing, so it was banished from the village and it just became an outcast, like that. It just became an Osu. But the predominant one is actually slaves. Slaves are actually called Osu. Either you're a freeborn or you're an Osu. If you're a slave, or if you come from a family of slaves, or if you come from a family that have been known to be slaves, then it's just going to follow you. So it's not just going to stop, it follows down to the very last generation. People are judged by the actions of their families, so they believe that, okay, if an ancestor of yours did this thing, then it's in your blood, so sooner or later you begin to do these things. So sometimes when it comes to the issue of marriage in the African society or in the Nigerian society, if you're to bring it down home, if it is known that a member of your family is suffering from mental illness, or a member of your family was known to commit suicide, the stigma already is with that family. Other families are going to be looking at this particular family like, okay, this family is bad, this family is out of choice. You cannot have anything to do with this family. So the way it was for Chike came from a family of Osu, and in the Igbo society they just know how to name something and shame it. If you've watched my review on Freshwater by Akunna Emecheta, I'll be leaving the links of these reviews where I talked about Igbo traditions in the description box down below. So guys, after you're done with this video, please check the description box down below to watch the other reviews. So when I reviewed the book Freshwater by Akunna Emecheta, I talked about Ogbanje, and I also talked about the book Dizzy Angel, whereby in that book they when they found out that the child was an Ogbanje, they decided to give the child the name Ogbanje, so that when the child is called by that name Ogbanje, the child gets reminded of what he or she truly is, and then it will stop the child from trying to go back to the spirit world. In the Igbo society, there are people who go by the name Nwosu. Once you see someone that is called Nwosu, for instance, you might see Chike Nwosu, then already if you are Igbo and you have an idea of what the Igbo tradition really is, then you start wondering, okay, is this person from a family of slaves, or is this person from a family of outcasts? Because in the Nigerian society, your name defines you. So your name is your identity. When people hear your name, they have an inkling of what your family is like. So when you look at the Yoruba society now, you see someone that his surname is Adeoba, Adeola, then you're thinking, okay, it seems as if this person is from a royal family, because Ade means crown in Yoruba language. So also it's the same thing if you see someone with Falana. When you see someone that name is Falana, you might be thinking, okay, there was an Ifa priest in their lineage. But you might be looking at my name now and you see my surname is Ezudu. I'm not, as far as I know, I'm not from a royal family. In as much as Eze means king, I'm not from a royal family. We're just normal human beings. We're just there. Once your family is known to be an Osu family, you're not allowed to really mingle with other freeborns in the society. There's this stigma that comes to your family. If you are from an Osu family, you cannot marry anybody that is a freeborn. They'll just leave you, just marry from your Osu side. So that stigma, that discrimination is just there. So that was the thing that Akunna and Chike faced as their love blossomed. Her family disagreed. They did not want Akunna to marry Chike, and it was so crazy because now her uncle wanted money. He wanted the money from her bride price, and Chike, if you look at the things, Chike's family was going to be the one with the highest bid. But the fact that they were from an Osu family, it felt like if they took that money, it was going to be forbidden money. So the second best option was for her to get married to Okoboshi. She didn't like this guy that they wanted her to marry. The guy was arrogant. He treated women cruelly, and he just wasn't it for her. It was just Chike that she loved. And so what did they do? They planned. They kidnapped Akunna while she went for a dance practice, and they were going to force her to marry Okoboshi. The plan was, once he consummates this union of theirs, then no other man would want her. She'll be seen as spoiled goods. She'll be seen as someone's wife already. But now it was not only that. As it is in the society, in Ibuza community there, if the guy succeeds in cutting a piece of her hair, then that's it. She's already his wife. It cannot be undone. So what Akunna does on her own end was to lie that Chike had this virgin already. This book is a very tragic story. I felt so bad at the end while reading this book. It was just so bad. When other tribes want to remember Igbo community, when it comes to bride price, it's not even funny, because there are some parts in Igbo land where the bride price is so exorbitant, and you're thinking, are you selling your daughter? If you go to some places in Igbo land, the more educated the girl is, the higher her bride price is. So it is quite understandable, because sometimes this bride price is just kind of like to place a value on that daughter, so that by the time you pay that huge amount of money, you will know that it's not small thing that you did. So you are expected to take care of her very well, seeing that she came at a very high price, and a very huge value is placed on her. So there are different explanations to this bride price, but as it relates to this book, the bride price is very important. This book is very cultural. So the issue of mourning is also looked at in this story. As it is written in this story, close family members of the deceased are expected to cry more, but more responsibility is placed on the female members of the deceased. And the female members, they are expected to cry more. So here in the book, you see that Akunna was expected to do all the crying. This responsibility was not given to a younger brother. A younger brother was just expected to just cry normally, but Akunna was expected to do the most crying. In the Igbo community, the widow is supposed to mourn her late husband for 9 months, and in this 9 months she's to be in isolation, and she's supposed to be dressed in black all through, and her clothes is to be tattered. She's supposed to dress in tattered clothes, and she should be unkempt. She should not look after herself, and even if she wants to eat, she should eat in broken pots or in broken plates or dirty plates. And she's just to show that she's mourning her husband, and she's not even allowed to even come out or even interact with other people, just because she's mourning until the period of 9 months is over, and then she can get married to either her husband's brother or a relative of the husband. So that's just how it is. It does not happen now, but what I can guarantee you happens now is that a widow is expected to mourn her late husband, yes, but just because of Christianity, she's not allowed to wear black. But I know there are some places that still wear black, but in my own side they wear white now. If you see someone on the street and she's wearing pure white, what just comes to your mind? That okay, this person is in mourning. Okay, this person has just lost her husband and she's expected to shave her hair. Although women are not forced to shave their heads now, unlike how it was. So you can just decide to shave your hair out of respect for your late husband, but it's if you like now. And I think they do not stay up to 9 months in mourning again. I'm not so sure about that now, but I feel it's not up to 9 months now, and there are better living conditions for widows now. And widows are kind of stigmatized in this Nigerian society, so that's just the way it is. But I feel it's better now compared to the olden days. The olden days they were not even playing there, they were brutal. But girls are also expected to marry as virgins. I feel maybe that's why they encourage women to get married early, so that their husbands will meet them as virgins. Because if you marry as a virgin, your husband sends back a full palm wine to your family, and you've just done well for your family. You've given them something to boast about. You've just made them proud. But if your husband finds out that you're not a virgin, then a half keg of palm wine is sent back to your family, and it just means that you brought shame to your family, and they can be ridiculed in the society because of that. This book is one that is saddled with so many cultures and traditions as it concerns Igbo land and the Igbo people. The fact that this story is a love story is a very tragic one. The tragedy, I was not expecting the tragedy. I just felt it was just going to be about the bride price and how Akunna and Chike overcame these obstacles in their society. But the fact that it was a tragic love story, you start wondering, okay, why did we just go through all the length of having them disobey their family and disobey the custom and tradition of the society? If there's one thing I love about this book, I love the fact that it is written in such short chapters that it's very easy for you to read. And there's the use of illustrations, there's the use of pictures. So guys, this book is a very, very interesting read. It is very rich in culture. So if you do not know anything about the Igbo culture, I feel if you read this book, you're educated to a certain level. Although it talks about the old times as compared to now, there are so many things that have changed now. I'll say things are better now compared to how it was, and people are not so rigid when it comes to culture or their cultural beliefs. But sometimes I've written it a 5/5. This book is just it for me. And Buchi Emecheta is one of the resonating voices when it comes to speaking up for women in the Nigerian society or in the African society at large. So guys, what do you think about bride price? So just like the title of the book goes, bride price is very, very important in this African society. Like, Any woman that goes to a man's house and her bride price has not been paid, the family members, they're looking at her like, in fact, you can even be disowned if your bride price is not paid and you go to live with a man. So how is it in your own part of the society? Is bride price so much important? I can speak from my side. I know that bride price is, you can't even think of it going to live with a man without your bride price being paid. You cannot even think of it. It's not something you just wake up and think. No, it's not something you wake up and think. Even if you get pregnant along the way, it will just make them to just hurry up. But that bride price is very, very important. And even if I know that if you go to live with a man and your bride price has not been paid, eventually, maybe God forbid, we not pray for bad things, but eventually, if you die along the way, the guy is supposed to return your corpse to your family members and stuff. The guy is forced to pay your bride price there. I've heard so much of this. So the bride price is very, very important, no matter how small or how big it is. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do not forget to like this video, give this video a huge thumbs up, share this video, and of course I would love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. And guys, do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my very next video. Bye guys. Mwah!